We are not come to and you. We are not speaking about you, but you.
But you're doing it now, aren't you? Are they watching a recording or the cam 2-ing? It's the same fucking principle, is it not? Do you know what I do when I don't like somebody and I don't want to hear them? I block them. I block them. I don't watch them. I block them. The only reason I'm even showing this person's face on here is because I'm doing FYP. The name calling's ridiculous. We could all sit here and name call people, couldn't we? I could call her lots of names right now. Am I doing it? No, I'm not. I could do. I've got loads of names lined up for her if I want to do. But I'm not going to do it. It's a choice. People make choices. So
I come to and us. That's what I'm calling out. Nothing else, nothing less and nothing more. That is what I'm calling about. So I haven't gone back to anything, and every time I know that a certain one is come to, and I'll say the same. If I call you a name, do not be affected. Stop come to and...
So if you call her a name, don't be affected. Stop cam to him. So if that's the motto, yeah? Am I being cam-toed right now? I probably am. We probably am. Morning, Donna Marie. So should I just now start using derogative slang names for you? There's lots out there. I could use lots. I could make my own up as well. Is it right for me to do that? I don't think it's right for me to do that.
I don't like you, you don't like me, don't come to me.
What I'm going to say to Just Nana is, Just Nana, if you feel like you want to cam to somebody, because you want to hear what they're saying, you feel free to cam to. Nobody on this app can tell you what to do. Okay? Nobody. We are not the police. We can do what we like on here. We've seen we can do what we like. If they can do what they like, you can do what you like. It works both ways. Nobody runs this app. They might like to think they run this app, but they don't run this app. Nobody's in charge. The only people in charge are TikTok themselves. Okay? If they banana you for something, that's because you did something wrong. Okay? Otherwise, nobody has a right to tell you what to do. Nobody has a right to tell you to get off the app. Nobody has a right to tell you to shut your mouth. Nobody has a right to tell you to shut up. Nobody has a right to keep dragging and dragging and dragging you, because this has been going on for fucking months. It's now a hate train. It's just pure hate towards one person or a couple of people because they don't like people coming back at them. That's what it is. It's simple as that. So if you don't like it, get off the app. If you don't like people cam-toing you, get off the app. If you don't like people coming back at you, get off the app, because it works both ways. Does it not? Works both ways.
End of. Well, if you are come to and any of us, you're not affected.
You ever thought if you maybe just didn't go at them, they wouldn't come back at you?
So stop playing the pity party. That's what I'm saying. Go on, me baby.
You go a certain far with a friendship, and then
it goes. You know, the same goes for me. If I was doing it and then complaining, yeah. If I was doing it and then complaining, then everybody's got a right to criticise me. Oh well, you know, why are you doing it, Chippy? They've got every right to do it. So, like I said, none of us are the police on here. So if you don't like something, either don't watch it, block them, and move on, or just shut your mouth and they won't say out about you, will they? You know, if you want calling people derogatory names, they won't say out about you. So, hey.
have to pull back at times because you see stuff that just is not right.
Yeah.
So I don't know where she stands with him or what's the story with him. That's their business. But
that's their business, exactly.
She's after she might have reached her level of where she needs to just pull back and
talking about you.
Step back and look at her own self as well, maybe for.
What they saying?
They're saying about how you've kind of pulled back from Dan and they're not sure what's gone on.
Should not have been brought into this conversation.
Yeah. And saying that you should be brought into it.
I appreciate what you're saying, right? Obviously, I can't control what people.
Catherine, you don't need to recharge. If you have no coins, nobody's going to make you get coins to sit in here. Nobody has to sit in here and give a heart me or anything. You don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that shit. It is what it is.
going to say as they come into the boxes, right? We all know that. It's a TikTok thing. This is not about Pearl. I actually like Pearl. I watch Pearl. I support Pearl. Like, I've got nothing against Pearl at all.
I don't know why she's done that drama. She's in here. Maybe you can talk. Maybe you can find out why.
This is about toxic Dan.
100%, that's why I just dropped.
And I'll still say the same to OG Mikey. He's doing it for to get Dan a reaction, so it's a backwards and forwards, and it's to get people to go in there. And I'm going to say it. And yes, Mikey does come in, but I will say it to his face.
Yeah.
And you'll find, Catherine, that somebody will put a treasure chest up or whatever. And I don't know if can I put treasure chests up? Treasure box. See if I can put one up. I don't have any coins in. I can't. I don't have any coins in my thingy. I thought I had, but maybe I spent them last night. Oh, Bear's put one up. Try and get one out of there, Catherine.
No one can say.
Thanks, Bear.
We call them fat sweats and big face with.
See, that's what I mean. Is there any need? Look, my whole point I'm making is there any need for that? You know, if you're going to say them sort of things, people are going to come back at you, and then they're going to name call you. So it works. It just keeps. It's always a backwards and forwards. Somebody's got to stop. Kerry, good morning. Have a bit of light. It's childish. It is childish. I do like them little videos.
I was scared.
Miss Red is suddenly not scared of TD after pretending to be petrified yesterday whilst while earning some sympathy gifts. All about her and nothing about Blaster or Just Nana. Screech also joins the box. I've got to be honest, right? And this is just me being honest. Monday, people were expecting... The thing is, when people have got big platforms, people look to the big platforms to speak up. And I think people would disappoint. When I was going around the app, I was watching comments and listening to people and stuff, and people were very disappointed in Red that she was distracted. She was distracted by other things, and more talk was done about. Well, I can't help me, Mike. Sorry, is it because I moved away? Sorry. She was more distracted with the gifts and talking about herself than she was talking about the subject that everybody wanted her to talk about. And that was Dan, of course. She got distracted, and I think people were disappointed. But Monday was a big problem, but yet Tuesday wasn't. So I don't know. People are asking the question, what was the difference? And I think that's what this video is about, basically. What was the difference between Monday and Tuesday? So that's not me criticising, that's me asking a question. What was the difference between Monday and Tuesday? Because Monday you didn't want to know, Tuesday you did. So people are asking that question. And like I said, when you're a big creator, when you've got a big platform, people look up to you to say what they want you to. You speak for your audience. That's why they come in there. They want you to speak for them. And I think a lot of women are absolutely disappointed that a woman with a big platform hasn't been more powerful and more robust about talking about this certain person. And we're disappointed because they didn't. You know what I mean? So that's just the gist I get from it. That's the gist I get from it. So I did watch comments on these lives and stuff. You think it's because Blaster called him out? I just think it was not enough's been, you know, Blaster's disappointed that more women didn't speak up right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, because it was some really derogatory stuff towards women, and the women weren't speaking up. The women with the voice, the women that have communities, the women that really could have spoke up and done something about it. In fact, you know, I was disappointed when I was off the app. I was browsing and I was going to go into Reds. And this is why I was disappointed in her, because I was going to go into Reds. Now, that certain person had been going at Just Nana again and saying some horrible stuff. And the first words I heard out of Miss Red's voice was, we love so-and-so these ways. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know what's going on. You know what's been said. Why haven't you spoke up? So I was disappointed. But anyway, that's just... anyway, let's...
The backlash. I was scared of the backlash because I can't...
But Red, you shouldn't be scared of the backlash. I prefer Red when she's feisty. I prefer Red when she's sticking up. So can we remember? Well, hi, I'm being waved. I'm waving. Cam-tooed. Why are you cam-tooing if you don't like me? If mods, if you know who the cam-tooers are, if they're in here, you just get rid of them. Not that I give a shit, to be honest. I say what I say, you know what I mean? It is what it is. This is not me having a go at that Toxic Dan one that's just coming. Can we get it right? Can we get rid of it? I don't want his supporters in here, thank you. Stop having a go at Miss Red, you beg. I'm not having a go at Miss Red. I'm talking about what's on the FYP. It's not me having a go at Red. Why are you in here if you're that bothered? Go to the cam-tours. Jesus Christ. Am I not allowed to speak on Red? Is she an exception to the rule? We're not allowed to speak about her because she's on the FYP? Yeah? Are we not allowed? Of course I'm allowed. I told you Monday, I will talk about what I want to talk about. There'll be no exceptions. I will talk about what I need to talk about. She's on the FYP. I'm going to talk about them. So, Miss Red is suddenly... We've read the headlines. Let's just...
I thought that I couldn't and I can't do any more TikTok beef.
I'm doing...
Right? But I ain't scared of you, Dan. I ain't scared of you at all.
Good. I hope you're not. Because, like I said, Miss Red, a long time ago, Miss Red's platform was ruined by her friends, her mods, etc., that were dropping people out of boxes, putting people in boxes, blah, blah, blah. There was a big thing about it, wasn't there? And she changed the platform up and she said, no more of that shit. My friends aren't going to be doing this. They aren't going to be doing that. And I liked Miss Red's room. I do like Miss Red's room. I do like her platform. But I don't like it when she bottles out stuff. I don't like it when she bottles out stuff because I think she's better when she's sticking up for herself and just doing what she needs to do. And I do like her that way. Absolutely, I do. I'm trying to be fair. I am trying to be fair. I like Red. I've got no problem with Red. All right? But I think people were disappointed on Monday. And I'm only asking the question. It is only a question. Why? What's the difference between Monday and Tuesday? So I'm only asking a question. What was the difference between Monday and Tuesday?
In the slightest, I've took on bigger and badder people. I ain't scared of you, mate. You can sit there and you can drag me. You can say the worst. You can do whatever you want. Do whatever you want to me. Say whatever you want. You don't threaten me in any type of way.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think you should feel threatened, Red. I don't think anybody should feel threatened by what somebody's got to fucking say about you. I've been guilty of it myself, being worried about what people have got to say and all that, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Why do I care what anybody has to say on here? Fuck's sake, they've said all they can say. They've said all they can fucking say. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking app at the end of the day. It's just people behind screens fucking spouting their mouth off. You could probably say that about me right now. Just spouting my mouth off behind the screen, but is what it is, isn't it? It's a fucking app at the end of the day. Come on. You can't be scared of what somebody's got to say about you. So I'm glad she's spoke up yesterday. She spoke up yesterday.
And you don't need to know where my husband is because it's got nothing to do with you. Concentrate on your own love life.
Absolutely agree. It's nothing to do with anybody, what her husband's doing, what her life is off the app or anything. It's nobody's business. Absolutely nobody's business.
I ain't scared of you and you don't intimidate me at all. You never will.
It was, Olivia. I think that happened Monday, didn't it? Monday. She did get distracted, and other topics were brought up when people were expecting her to talk about something else. It is a bit of a criticism, but it's not me dragging her. I'm not dragging her. It's just a criticism that I was disappointed myself on Monday, and I think a lot of other people were, and I'd just like to know what the difference between Monday and Tuesday. That's all.
You did. I was a little bit scared, yeah. I was, I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit scared, but I give my head a wobble.
Hello.
Hello.
Because I know Puffer Fish is Cam 2 in you.
Of course he is.
Because I'd just like to point out that, so if he was with a partner and they were on TikTok talking about triggering things, that he would smash the kitchen up. I just think no one noticed that when he said that.
No,
the first thing
I did actually notice that, Luke. Anyway, yeah.
He thinks of to come home when he's with his partner and they're talking about TikTok, he said, I would smash the house up. Very strange comment to make, Dan, isn't it? You would smash the house up. That tells me who you really are. You've got nothing on us. You never fucking will. Take your and your 4-day relationship and shove it where the sun don't shine. Because no fucker on this app is scared of you. Anyway, bye.
Bye, Luke. And like I say, with that being said, I'm not going to play the rest of your video. Not because, you know, I'm scared of you, because I ain't giving you my energy. So you can sit there on your toxic platform with your vulgar mouth and your threats and whatever else you want to say. Thank you, JD, darling.
Thanks, everybody else.
You don't bother me, mate.
Deborah,
at all.
Georgia, Lauren.
So, like I say, do what you want, say what you want.
Savannah, good morning.
Don't care. Very strange. Very, very, very strange.
Okay, good. I'm glad she's standing up. I'm glad she's now changed her stance. I'm glad she has. I have no idea, Bambi, but you know what I mean? No idea.
It must have been so stressful just sitting there taking all that money. Now you have rinsed everyone. They probably can't feed their kids. But well done, as long as you got all that cash, never mind that.
So honestly, it was, I've never felt like that before.
I will,
so
give me a chance.
I know, thank you everybody. Thank you so much. I use all okay. Do you know I've got a cold sore coming again? I'm all aches and pains.
I'm happy. Look, he's working in a burger van. Look, a community got her there, fine. But please stop coming at me when you talk about me making money on this app, all right? Because I don't make a fortune. I'm happy with what I earn, but please stop coming at me for money when you all do this sort of stuff. I didn't pack a job in to come on TikTok. Okay, that's all I'm saying on that one. So please, I just find it very fucking thingy when you come at me about money and allow people to talk on me about money. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Hi guys, so I've just been in Just Nana's live watching her sobbing, and I'm going to say this, and I don't care the backlash that comes, and I know what will happen after I say this, because a certain group of people come at me. I don't give a fuck. You've done it anyway. Miss Red, the first time that Dan told a woman that he hopes she got battered in domestic abuse, as a woman who has been through it before, you should have stepped away.
And that's what I was talking about. Because I agree with Ailey on this comment. I agree with her on this one, right? And that's what I was trying to say. People were disappointed on Monday. People were disappointed a few weeks ago. Because this should have been done right at the beginning. Yeah? That's the disappointment. And I think she put it well enough. I think she put it straight and plain. That was the disappointment. I'm not a woman, so you can say that I don't understand it like a woman would understand it. I get that. But as a man, I understand it as well. All right? But maybe not on your levels. All right? Because it's probably different for a woman. I don't know. All right? But Hayley's right. Communities, not just one community, because we all share bits of communities. Alicia. But I agree with. I just think people with big platforms should have spoke out a lot quicker, and they need to speak out more.
You should have stood up, and you should have done what I did, what Just Nana did,
All right,
what
Maria.
Canadian Angie tried to do, and hold him to account. It didn't matter that you didn't like me when he said it about me. It didn't matter that you don't like Just Nana when he said it about her. It doesn't matter that you don't like Canadian Angie.
Well, we were calling it out. Marshmallow. But the thing is, it was stronger. It came from a stronger voice, like Blaster. You know, a woman's voice is stronger on here. I think a woman's voice in these situations is stronger. And I'm glad Blaster spoke about it when she did. So...
You should have just done it as a woman, and as a mother, and as a grandmother, based off what you had been through. You should never have sat with a man that said that he hoped my ex had beat me up worse. I'd never been in a refuge. I'd never been through this. When he said he hoped Canadian Angie got her head caved in and all that. That should have been the time for you to say something. You have a platform. You're an influencer. It was your responsibility.
I just think when you've been through something, right, man or woman, when you've been through something, then you should be defending it if it's something... I think when you've been through something, you should be a lot stronger in your voice when you know how it feels for people. When you know how it feels when you've actually experienced it, people expect a stronger voice from you. So
ability to say something like we all try to. But instead, when I tried to say something, everyone came at me from your direction. And it literally, the fact that this morning you go, oh, this is the straw that broke the camel's back because you actually like his latest victim, is disgusting. That's the, and I can say that because I have a platform too.
Thank you.
Hi guys, so I've just been in Just Nana's live watching her.
I agree with what she said there.
You ain't got no backbone. I dare.
And I agree with this name calling stuff. Just call people by their names. It's childish. I'm the biggest secret. You never called out early comment, but you're telling others to call Dan out. Absolutely, Bev. Absolutely. Thanks for your input.
Post me, right? And let me tell you something as well.
This is Red's response to Hurley.
Oh, Hayley Comet, I've seen your videos on your page. I ain't gonna show them because you don't stand on nothing at all. You're another one that sees an opportunity and jumps on it. That's what you are, Hayley Comet. I sit here and I talk about FYP news. I don't profit off unalive children reading off Google. I am not the police of TikTok. I do not have to do anything I don't want to do. I've sat here for the longest time and I've called the most out. I've done it for the longest time. And people don't get that I am dug at left, right and centre. I've got jabs coming from every direction. I can only do what I can handle. Right? So why don't you stop reading off Google, profiting off unaliving, and do your own FYP show? And you sit there like the pillar of the community that you are, and you call out everything. And let's see where it gets you. Let's see if you can handle the pressure. Let's see if you can handle the stress. Because I'm supposed to do it. Thank you, Maxie. I'm supposed to fight everybody's battles. Everybody's battles. Luke's supposed to fight everybody's battles.
Alicia! I don't know if it's going to echo or not, Alicia.
Hello.
How are you?
I just want to say something because people think they can chat shit to me in the comments. I'm good, Chippy. I hope you are.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, oh fuck, the people that sit in the comments saying, you must call this out, you must do this, you must do that. It's not your businesses or homes or addresses or children who are at risk of being dragged or doxed or contacted. So you lot can sit and scream as much as you want about you don't stand with women, you don't do this, you don't do that. I got into boxes several times and said it's disgusting. I stopped sitting around people when they said things, but people can't demand people do stuff just because they want them to. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I'm a bit sick of people demanding shit from people like it's an app.
At the same time, don't you think, this is a point I'm trying to make, don't you think, right, that, and it's a question I'm asking, not a point, it's a question I was asking. People look up to Red, right? She's got a big community, she's got a lot of followers. They look up to her and they do expect her to speak for them. Yeah, because they don't.
Yeah, I get that.
So they were disappointed on Monday, and they want to know what changed from Monday to Tuesday. That's the point.
I just like, do people not think that maybe sometimes people see their perpetrators in people on this app, and that's why they don't want to say anything? Like, PTSD is real, you know, trauma is real, as we're all aware. What's been said is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting, but I think, like, people, nobody has to do anything. Like, who the fuck are you lot? And I'm not aiming that at anyone specific, but no one can tell me shit. If I don't want to call something out or go at someone, I'm not going to. No one's going to tell me shit. And to be honest, I haven't heard Red defend him in regards to comments to DV and child abuse. Like, what he said is disgusting, but sitting and blaming everybody else for what's come out of someone's mouth is wild to me.
Okay.
I would never take accountability for what comes out of someone else's mouth personally.
Turn my mic up. Can you not hear me? Am I too quiet?
I can hear you.
I can't turn it up much more, really, to be honest with you.
You'll be screaming.
I'll be screaming and screaming and screaming. I'm not saying she should be blamed. I'm saying, do you...
I don't think so. If I'm going to be real, Chippy, the behaviour shouldn't have been enabled. For me, it was when it was said about Canada. I don't know if the Canada thing was before or after the Just Nana thing, or if it was at the same time. But I just, like, when it was a poll was done on if someone should have been harder, that was when I was like, nah, this ain't for me. And obviously, I think when Just Nana was called what she was, I don't want to keep saying it because, like, hearing it every day, it's not nice for her or other people, but basically called a victim like she was, like, that's fucked up. That's not okay. And then I tried to call things out, but then I think people were like thinking that I was making excuses because someone messaged me and was like, oh, I'm glad you can see that, you know, he's going through something and that's why he's saying what he's saying. And that's not what I said. I was saying, like, what you said is disgusting. It made me feel a type of way personally. And people have got every right to be upset, but I don't know, people shouldn't have enabled it, true, but people also cannot take accountability for what comes out of anyone else's mouth. I have seen that he's been blocked by Donna since the 5th of February. So I don't know the time scale of all this personally, because I come away from Drama Talk because I couldn't take people calling one person out but not another. Like, I saw people going at Zach for saying stuff, but then it wasn't being said to someone else. And I just thought, no, this is bullshit. But I was never going to demand people, you must say something. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't think you should demand, but I think at the same time, I think that people look up to certain people and expect them to react to things that are very personal to people. So I think people were very disappointed that it took so long for a start, and that it wasn't called out ASAP straight away, and that they were still bigging him up, and they were still. But
it just annoys me,
even though Just Nana was in tears.
It just annoys me because it's not people that are demanding this stuff. It's not them that are in the firing line.
But she does FYP.
So I get it that people look up to them and they want them to be the voice. I get that, but at the same time, like, where do you draw the line? When are you able to say, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to protect my peace here"?
Right, Olivia. With all due respect, when I was off the app, I said this morning when I was off the app, I was going to go into Reds one morning, And one of the first things she said was, when Dan came into her live, was, we love Dan these ways. After he's been speaking like he did to Just Nana. That pissed me off. That did piss me off. And I'm a man.
Do you know what? Do you know what has annoyed me that I've seen? Is if people don't like Just Nana, that's absolutely fine. But you can take away how you feel about her and talk about what's been said. You can be like, do you know what? I'm not keen on this person. However, what was said was abhorrent. And that annoys me. People are saying, oh, yeah, it's okay because I don't like her and she's this and she's that. It's not okay. I don't like Canadian Angie. Well, we're all right now, but at the time I didn't like Canadian Angie, but I can still say that's a fucked up thing to say. And that's something that feels like it's an attack on all women.
This wasn't meant to be dragging Red. Can we just get that straight? This was a question about what was the difference between Monday and Tuesday. And people, when I was going around the app, people were saying, oh, I'm they're pissed off with Red because she didn't speak up, because she didn't say enough, because she was more interested in her problems rather than the problems of the certain person was bringing to the app. And they felt she was too late, a little too much. It was too little, too late. Blah blah blah. So the question was, is that?
Yeah, I completely get that, Chippy. I do completely get that. Because I've been on the receiving end of people demanding I speak about things. Like, it just annoys me because it's not you that's putting everything at risk. It's not you that's, people are putting your address out or speaking about your children or your deceased relatives or speaking about the way you look or contacting your job or writing reviews on your work. Do you know what I mean? It's not them that have to go through that. So people should be able to, if they don't want to drag someone or go in on someone, like, yeah, it should be said this is wrong and not be bigged up 100%.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hello, love. How are you?
How's the baby?
Yeah, baby's good. I just wanted to say, I think I've tried to very much live in the real world at the moment, right? And I'm going to be 100% real. You cannot force anyone to speak about anything, right? And that goes for whether that be trauma. Or that goes for anything at all. You cannot force anyone to speak about anything. Do you know what I am going to...
But Chelsea, using the wrong words here. Nobody said force. Expected.
Oh yeah, but even but Chippy, we both know, and look, listen, I'm not at that point where I ride for creators anymore. I've come away from that situation, right? But we both know that when you've got a lot of pressure by a lot of people, you do feel like it's forced because it's a lot. It's too much to deal with. You've got too much on your shoulders. Now I get, and I have said, I do think he should have been called out a long time ago, yeah? I do think that. But I'm not going to come on an app and I'm not going to be bombarding someone in the comments. I'm not going to be throwing my opinion down their throat. I'm not going to be making them feel like they are forced. And I say making them feel like they are forced into a situation because they are being bombarded by multiple people. And you know the other thing that's annoyed me about this app now that I've gone looking around and just having a little mooch myself? People have so much more energy for calling people out, people out for that sort of stuff than they do for the preds that are on this app. I'm sorry, but it's true. There's preds on this app. There's people taking gifts from children. There's convicted criminals on this app. They have so much energy. And this goes for every FYP. And I'm sorry to say it. I love you all, but this goes for every FYP. The energy you have for one another over preds on this app is wild. And it has taken me to go around this app and see it for myself, for me to open my eyes. Because guess what? I was one of them people that rode out for the FYP hosts back then. I was one of these people that was a diehard back then. But since coming away and looking at reality, I'm sorry, but the energy that people have for drama talk, your energy's twisted. Like, it needs to be elsewhere. Because I'm out here with two girls that's petrified for them in this world. I'm going to be real. Like, I do believe that Dan's behaviour should be called out, and I do believe he's done wrong, and I do believe that the traumas and Blaster's baby loss is absolutely disgusting. But I also think the more attention you give to these things, the more he's benefiting from it. And I also think that the attention should be given elsewhere to bigger things that are going on.
I agree. I agree with that not enough's done on Preds. But then we do look up to, I see Fat Freaks in the comments, we do look up to people like Fat Freak because he's good at his job to do that for us. And I
know that, Chippy, but he doesn't...
Like with Red, with Luke, with Red, with me, with Alex, with everybody.
Can I ask one question?
Talk on FYP, do we not?
Do you, and Chippy, you know I love you, so this is just a TikTok thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. Right? Does Miss Red, does Luke, does Pearl, does EQ, does Dan, does any of you play Fat Freaks videos on your FYP?
Sometimes, yeah.
To push out the awareness. Do you think it's played enough? I haven't seen
it enough. No, but the trouble is, right? The trouble is there are people with experience. So, like I'm saying about Fat Freaks, Fat Freaks got experience in how.
Yeah, but you play his videos, get his calls out there. No one's doing that.
When he sends me them, I do them. So,
like, no, that's my point, Chippy. Like, these big platforms, right? Yes, still speak about the drama. Of course, that's your page. Everyone wants to hear it. But no one's also using their platform to show videos like Fat Freaks, bringing awareness to people. That's not happening. Like, no one's doing, like, no one's using a 4K room, yeah?
Yeah.
To bring somewhat of an awareness to an actual serious situation.
But I don't get 4K, so.
No. But I'm just using that as.
But I agree with you.
An opinion.
Point. I agree with your point. There's not enough done. Yes, I do agree with it. And like Elite Exposure's there. Elite Exposure did a live one night, so she's going live. She gave everybody plenty of warning. Millsy, I did what do you call it? Went to manage you, and it said. You want? Oh, there you are. You were available.
Now. Let me add her in. Oh no,
I've done it now. We weren't going to let her before.
But I just want to make it clear as well, because I don't want people to get it twisted in the comments. I think what Dan's said is disgusting, and I do think it's gone on for too long. I do think he got a bit. I do think, he hasn't been called up on his behaviour, which is why he has continued with his behaviour. But I think where. I'm bringing up two girls in this world, and this is my personal perspective, yeah? I'm bringing up two girls in this world, and I'm sure there's many other people, bringing up their kids, and I can't help but float around this app anymore and see, Chelsea, you used to go in Reds about her not speaking on stuff. I did, Kat, and Chippy can vouch for me. I just said that. I used to be that person who rode out for these creators. I used to be that person who called out creators for not saying stuff. Kat, you're completely right. I used to be that person, used being the key word I use there. Until I've gone out into the real world, I've actually looked around TikTok and I've seen that Preds are just sitting there chilling, getting gifted from kids. And, arpists, like, sitting there chilling, getting away with stuff. Like, so yes, I used to be. Used being the key word until actually reality comes in.
Okay, so we're talking about Preds and not enough awareness on Preds, right? Yeah? There's a reason why that person you're talking about right now went onto an awareness page because of the stuff he was saying. There's a reason. Because the stuff he was saying was on the same level. Was on the same 100%. Fucking level. So, again, the question is, why was it not talked about ASAP? Because you're saying it should have been when it comes to predators. So he's on the same fucking level as some of these people. Because he's viler than some of these fucking people. So
I 100% agree with you.
ASAP, and the criticism is that it wasn't, and now it's too little, too late.
And I 100% agree with you. Yes, Susie, I would put my face on camera and call out Preds. I 100% agree with you, Chippy. I agree. I 100% agree with what he said is disgusting, it's vile, and it's wrong. I 100% agree with you.
You just said people like that should be made more aware of, but people haven't. They were bigging him up while they were doing it.
What, over a child sex offender?
No, he was saying things that even those people wouldn't say on a fucking live.
No, but I'm asking you a question. I'm talking about preds, as in child sex offenders.
What was he saying about people's child's?
No, Chippy, listen to what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying he was far worse on this app and far more toxic and vile and disgusting than a lot of people are. He's one of the worst people I've ever seen on here. And people were still bigging him up while he was doing it because they didn't like the creator who was doing it to.
Listen to what I'm saying, Chippy. I agree. So all of you telling me to get out the box, yeah? And you carry on coming at me because I literally don't give a shit. By the way, I'm a mod, so I'll mute your ass. I couldn't give a fuck, right? Right? So listen, please don't play these games with me. Me and Chippy have a friendship off this app, yeah? I'm coming with an opinion. I agree that Dan's behaviour is fucking toxic. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is I'm sick and tired of seeing the same bullshit over this app, over Drama Toxide, nothing being done about it, and Pred sitting there getting gifted by kids and people sitting like Mr. M at number fucking 2 on the dailies, and no one is bringing attention to it because shitty drama talk overtakes real fucking shit in life.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mr. M does need bringing back up. I will Friday bring Mr. M up. I meant to do it, but I was off for 6 weeks. I did mean to. I have got the videos, so I will do it Friday.
Because people are stupid in the comments, Danny. That's why I'm talking like that. I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself saying I 100% agree that Dan's behaviour is vile. But I am sick and tired of seeing Drama Talk go round and round and round and round in fucking circles while people are sitting there at number 2 that have done the most.
But again, Chelsea, at the same time, what some people are saying is they don't come on to listen to that stuff first thing in the morning. They want to watch FYP. They don't want to watch that type of
100%. That's what I just said to you, Chippy. That's what I just said. Carry on with your FYP show, but the least people can do that get big numbers in their room is make other people aware of one person a day.
Yeah.
Like, is that hard to show one video and then carry on with the whole of your fucking FYP show?
So what we'll do is So when Fat Freak shares a video with me for awareness, I do play it. But I haven't been on lately. I haven't been on for 6 weeks. So I will play them. If people share them, I'll play one a day at least. All right, how's that?
Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do, Chippy, but I'm saying it from a perspective of a person that is very much in touch with the real life at the moment. What Dan has done is disgusting. Vile. Disgusting, yeah? Absolutely vile. But I also wish that the same energy was given to the people. And the same energy, because let's remember, Mr. M battered a woman.
Just like the words, just be careful what you're saying, because I don't want to box spam.
Like, I've not seen the same energy given to people like Mr. M. The same energy. I'm not saying that people need to chill the energy on Dan. I'm saying the same energy. Yeah? And I think everyone could agree there's not the same energy for Preds on this app. I'm sorry, there's not.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
All right, sorry.
Go on.
No, I'll wait till Chelsea's finished. Carry on. Sorry,
I'm finished. Go.
Okay, I'm just going to go back to like the topic you were talking about earlier, right? And this is just my opinion, but I think when someone's got a bigger platform in social media, right?
Can you add people that are in the boxes, mods, please? I can't add them for some reason. Sorry, go on, carry on, Mills.
I think when someone's got a bigger platform in social media, right, there's often a unspoken expectation that they will immediately call out any harmful or inappropriate behaviour. I get that. And when they don't speak up right away, it can feel disappointing to people who look at them for like leadership or validation or accountability. And silence, when there's silence in the early moments of something, it can be interpreted as avoidance, right? But it doesn't mean that that's a full story. I think at the same time, having a large platform doesn't automatically obligate someone to respond instantly or in exactly in the way that other people demand. Because speaking out can come with real pressures like fear of backlash and harassment and misinterpretation of what they're trying to say. And sometimes people need to kind of process and have time to process what's happening, get their information accurate or build some courage or use their voice in a responsible way. But even when people speak up, there can be criticism. Oh, sorry, what was I going to say there? Yeah, there can still be criticism that it's like too late, but and people will feel that the time has passed or the response is reactive because another situation's came up and they've had to say something. And it's a difficult dynamic for somebody, I think, either speak immediately or risk being seen as like complicit or being, what's the word when you enable. But I think ultimately disappointment and hesitation can coexist together. Like, people are valid in wanting people with influence to stand up quickly and, you know, against what's wrong. But people are still human and they still have to navigate their bit of fear or their bit of responsibility and the timing of when they're going to do it. And I think, you know, you have to kind of allow some people to build up some courage, or not everybody's just going to react the way that, you know, straight away and instantly. So sometimes just give people a little bit of a chance to get their head together. They might not want to come out straight away and say something, but I don't think she's avoided it in a sense. I think that she's obviously had some fears, some worries. She spoke with some people behind the scenes. I know people will say, oh, it's Cobra calls, but sometimes people need to hear from somebody else and just to make them feel a little bit better on, you know, before they say something.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Which is, again, it was only a question this morning because, like I say, after Monday, I was going around the app and I was looking at comments, listening to people, and a lot of people were disappointed in reaction. So I was asking the question, you know, the question really is it her job? Does she have a big community that expect it from her? Not demand it, expect it. I think there's a difference between demand and trying to force somebody rather than...
Yeah, but they can still expect it, Chippy. They can still expect it, but do they have to have it immediately? That's what I was trying to say earlier. That people expect people to do it on demand when other people want them to. Some people just need a little bit more time to do it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, some people want to think about how they're going to approach it because they might be concerned about
That's all
what might happen to them.
Like I say, it was a question I'm asking. It's not me making accusations. It's not me saying, well, this is my opinion.
No, yeah.
This is how you should think. I'm asking a question. Because, like I said, people were going around and there were a lot of comments in lives, a lot of people talking, and a lot of people were disappointed by the reaction on Monday.
Every host is...
They want to know what the difference is between Monday and Tuesday. That's the whole point of the video.
But the difference between Monday and Tuesday could just be that she has maybe spoke with people. They've maybe built her up a little bit to be able to say that. Just because she's an FYP show with a host with a big show doesn't mean that you've automatically got that inner confidence just to come out all the time and say something. I think it's easier to do it when it's someone you don't like, but if it's someone who you did have some sort of understanding or relationship with and you've got people that are friends with them, it puts you in a completely different position, I think, from somebody that you don't. Surely you can relate to that, Chippy.
I can relate to it. Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, I'm asking questions, not making accusations. Asking questions.
Every host has been in a situation, right, where they don't want to talk about it. Even you, Chippy, you know, look how much shit, and I defended you then, look how much shit you got for not speaking about Hayley.
Yeah. Well...
And I defended you then because...
Can I just say, the only reason I didn't speak on Hayley is because I will not listen to people who out friends' WhatsApps. I don't listen to that shit because it's always 100%. It's always one-sided.
100%, but I didn't agree with the pressure you got then. Mm-hmm. You're one person, right? You're one person. There's plenty of other people on this app that's calling out the same stuff. Like back then, there were so many people calling out Hayley. Why did it need one more person? Do you get? There was still so much pressure on you to call it out. And that's what I'm saying. It's the pressure. It's not me saying that she's being forced. It's the pressure. Like, you're putting... I don't think people understand the amount of pressure you put on one person, how that actually feels. How you felt at that time, Chippy. How Miss Red might feel at this time about Dan. It's the pressure.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think Chippy's calling. I don't think Chippy's like calling Miss Red out in any way. I think
I don't think he is.
I think what he's just saying is that people on the app expect her because of the platform that she's got. But I think people also have to understand that pressure does come with it, or some people take longer to process things that happen than others, especially those who have got ADHD and things like that. They do take longer to process than other people. And I think just give someone sometimes a chance and don't put a lot of pressure on these folk, because although they're standing up there and they're getting paid for what they do and whatever, they are not the police, as we all say, and they will come round to it at some point. And hopefully sooner rather than later. But all I'm just saying is don't expect people to do it immediately and then put loads of pressure on them or make them feel bad. Like, you know, that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like,
and I do think the situation with Dan was probably a hard one for all of them, because it was very hard to tell at the start when Dan was reacting like this. And I know, and I'm not saying this is an excuse. Please listen to the words I've just said. I'm not saying this is as an excuse, right? It was hard to see whether Dan was going through serious mental health. It was hard to know whether he was going to be okay or not. So I can imagine, as friends with him, what would have happened, right, if they'd all stepped away straight away and Dan had done something? How would they have felt? There was lots of different things to take into the situation. I personally believe, remember, this is my personal opinion, right, at the time, of why maybe they didn't say anything. So I just think sometimes step back, give it time, and see if somebody will look at it themselves. And again, I'm not, and yes, yes, just Nana's mental health, Kat. Like, I'm not saying that. Everyone's mental health needs to be taken into consideration. Everyone.
So,
right?
So
yes,
no, Chelsea,
I agree it's gone too
I'm
far.
going to disagree here, Chelsea, because I don't care what he's going through when he's spouting the venom he's spouting. He went at Just Nana, Sophie Bailey, he's turned on other people. There's so many people to fucking name that he's gone for in Blaster in such a nasty, derogative, horrible way that I am not going to take his mental health into account, because I think he uses it as bullshit. It's a bullshit
100%,
excuse.
but we don't like him.
He is not a fucking nice person, end of fucking story. He is what he is. He's a nasty, horrible individual who, in real life, we've seen it on live replays where he's in pubs hitting and battering people. He's attacking people. He's awful to people. He's got coke up his nose. No, that guy is not a nice person. That guy is who he is.
I never said he was.
And absolutely hammers at people. He's a disgusting individual who deserves nothing from anybody on here. Nothing.
I never said he was. And this is where it gets twisted on this app. I never said he was. I said they were friends with him. Friends, not just TikTok acquaintances. Friends. Chippy, I wouldn't walk away from you, mate.
But
I can't as a friend, I wouldn't.
Chelsea, to be fair, and I'm going to say it right now, if I was coming on and spouting the shit he spouted, I would expect you to dump me like a fucking hot potato.
At the start.
Absolutely. Right at the beginning. Dump me right straight
At
away.
the start. I'm not saying now with everything he's done collective.
I wouldn't go that low on people. Absolutely.
No.
I'm not. I might get at people. No, but I'm just saying. There's a line, isn't there, not, Chelsea, where we accept.
Yes, of course, there's a line.
We'll just say absolutely fucking not.
I think when it comes to beef, I think when it comes to beef on this app between people, I think there's a massive difference between disagreement and disrespect, between like discussion and dysfunction, between passion and toxicity. And I think the world is already a heavy place, right? And in the mornings, like when I wake up, I don't want to see toxic outrage as my alarm clock in the morning before I've even took a breath or before I've even, had a cup of coffee, not that I even drink coffee. I think there's a strength in disagreement, there's a power in intelligent conversation, but there's nothing powerful about like constant toxicity, and I think it's loud, it's draining, and it's easy to do. I think having peace with people is harder, having respect for people is a harder thing to do, and having an intelligent conversation and sorting things out is harder for me, personally.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm saying at the start. Like, I'm saying I understand why at the start they didn't initially straight away walk away from him.
Can I ask you a question, Chels and Millsy? Both of you have been my friends for quite a while on here, especially Millsy, right? Would you get in my inbox? Would you get on WhatsApp or Instagram and tell me I'm wrong?
I have.
Yeah, 100%.
That's my point. My point is
100%, but I wouldn't walk away from you straight away.
No, but if
I don't do it in a way, Chippy, I don't do it away when I shout at you or I'm nasty to you anyway. I come on and I tell you in an intelligent way and how and what's been said that day or what my thoughts on it were. And I always say, listen, you don't need to listen to me, but it's up to you. But I'm just giving you my advice on what I would have done in that situation or how I would have handled that. But I don't shout at you, I don't get angry. But if you were absolutely pure toxic, I would be having a real right conversation conversation with you, a shouting conversation with you, and I would say, look, if you continue to do this, then I'm out of here, no matter how long I've known you, because I don't put myself with people who are like that. I don't surround myself around that. That's not
100%, Mimsy, and that's what the point I was trying to make. Like,
listen, boxes are open, guys. It's not allowing people in. I don't know why. If
the behaviour continued, then obviously I would drop you. But I'm talking about at the beginning. Like, there are people on this app that are saying, like, when he first started, he should have been dropped straight away. But you don't know if, like, I wouldn't drop Chippy straight away. Don't get me wrong. I would have dropped Dan a bit.
2 seconds, Charles. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but if one of mods that have got all the powers, can you see if you can change the box positions or whatever it is, because it's not letting me people in.
I don't get me wrong, I probably would have dropped down a bit sooner than what other people have, but I wouldn't drop you straight away. I'm your friend. I'm going to have a conversation with you first. I'm going to see if there's something going on first for you to be reactive like you are. And that was the point I was trying to make, exactly how Millsy just made it. I wouldn't drop someone straight away. That's not a friendship. People make mistakes. Dan is toxic. Don't get it twisted. He is toxic. He's the person he's showing is who he is. He is toxic. But I wouldn't drop someone straight away. Would any of you drop your friend straight away?
I would. It depends what they're doing. If you or Millsy came on and said the stuff that had been said, I would be like, I don't fucking want to know what you've just come out of your mouth, to be honest. I would say, I don't want to know what's come out of your fucking mouth. Sorry, there's no excuses for that shit. I would be, you know me, I'm quite hot-headed. So I would probably react, I would probably react straight away and say, I'm not fucking listening to that shit that's just come out of your mouth. That's vile. And I would probably say, I'm not interested. Because it's so vile. If it was just the fact that you've come on and I thought you were a bit out of order, I would probably say, come on, that were a bit out of order. I won't fall out with you for that, but if it's...
And that's what it was to start with.
I've given you...
I think there's also a difference, Chippy, between, I think, knowing somebody a couple of months on here and knowing somebody for years on here. You're going to have a different, and it depends on your relationship with them. You're going to have a different way of handling a situation depending on what your relationship with them's like. Let's say we've known each other nearly 5 years come April, right? Sorry, 6 years come April. And I wouldn't just drop you immediately because I know you, and I know people say they know them, but if you've only known them a couple of months, you don't really know anybody. Even after years, you don't really know anybody, right? But I know you as a person you are out with here, and just as the normal Chippy, and I would try and find out from you what's going on, or blah 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 blah. However, I wouldn't also allow what's going on with you in your private life to make you be horrible to other people, and I would try and make you see that in a different way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But if it was someone on here I've only known a couple of months, I would be like, nah, I don't align with that. I'm not sitting with that straight away. I would probably just fucking walk away or just, ease off. I think it's difficult. Sorry, Jim.
Can I just say one thing as well? And this is the people in the comments here. Can you stop thinking, right, when people have somewhat of a difference of opinion, that means they're defending someone's toxic behaviour and defending them? No, I'm not defending Dan's behaviour. Dan's behaviour is disgusting. I'm saying if somebody made a mistake at the beginning, which I think a lot of us thought he was crashing out just because his relationship had broke down, right? I wouldn't drop someone straight away. Wouldn't drop Chippy straight away. Wouldn't drop any of my friends straight away. I would see if there's a problem first. I'll try and help them, try and guide them. Yes, I agree. Dan's behaviour's gone too far. He probably should have been dropped sooner. But what I'm saying is, at the start, I wouldn't have dropped straight away.
Right, anyway, right.
Eduardo, Sophie the loving troll, guess what, sweetheart? I will out the fact that you said things a lot worse. So I'd pipe your fucking shit down for coming at me in comments and coming at me on fucking FYP pages.
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
Right, Can I drop you both to see if anybody else can get in? Because it's
I just
2 people in at a time.
Yeah, sure. Just let me say something before I go. Right, listen. This isn't what I've said was mostly about how I just feel that people shouldn't. Although they expect Red, I don't think that they have to sometimes give a little bit of slack for people to process things a bit better. But for me, about the toxicity on this app, I think when I open my eyes in the morning and I reach for my phone and I refuse, right, to let the first thing that enters my mind be bitterness, fucking chaos, hostility, toxicity. Like, I'm not starting my day absorbing other people's unresolved angers or issues. For social media, for me, when I come on, shouldn't be like walking into a battlefield for me the minute I open my eyes and don't even get a chance to breathe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Eduardo, I'm very open about what I did on Comment Cafe. You open about the fact of everything that you did? Because I wrote one comment on Comment Cafe, sweetheart. Are you open? Because I've got it all.
Come on. Drop out for me, thank you. Let's see if anybody else can get in. I can't even drop you. I don't think. Right, let's see if we can let 2 other people in. Right, yeah, now it's letting me. So, Jess and Defamation, I think, were first, and then Kate next. Hello.
Morning, Chippy. Hello.
How are you?
Who are you talking? I can't see the boxes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see the boxes.
Oh, I don't know. It's bloody weird.
Does the other person want to talk before me?
No, you can go first. It's all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Chelsea's not patronising. She's just got a lovely bedside manner because she's a lovely nurse and she works with the NHS and she's a really good person and she's just given an opposite opinion. That's all. Playing devil's advocate. As much as you're saying, Chelsea, don't tell us what to think, you're also telling her what to think. Second of all, can I just say, you know, one thing I think, which you guys might not agree with me, but to an SA victim or a child SA victim, calling Dan a predator or saying that he's worse than a predator, I think that's diminishing what's happened to SA victims.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily saying you can have your opinion on what Dan says or whatever. I don't care, but I do think that that's like saying.
Okay, I accept that.
That words are worse, and I don't think words are worse than what happens to an SA victim.
Okay, I get it, yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Thirdly, sorry, I have loads of points, but I'm talking nice. Evil Queen used to say N-word, Black B, whatever, and we were told to not go in her room, not watch. Cora, N-word, joked about Sophie Bailey's essay, etc., and we were told, don't watch it, like we just keep moving on. I'm a victim too, babes, so I'm saying as a victim, I don't think that Dan's horrible language is as bad as me being sexually assaulted by my next door neighbour for years and years. So don't try and shame me for having an opinion. I can have an opinion, right? Anyway, I'm not going to argue with the comments anymore. Zach the Brat, when he was having his mental breakdown, said that Alicia deserved her DV and said stuff like that. Yeah, I'm a survivor, not a victim, you're right. Canadian Angie tried to find Alicia's dead grandparents. I can go on. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything that Dan's done in this few months, even though he is one person, a lot of people have done and people still watch them. So I feel like calling him out is kind of tokenism because no one cares because they're sat with people that have done the same thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying.
So like, as much as they're saying Red didn't call him out, blah, 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 blah. Red probably, I'm not saying that she's a hypocrite, but probably thought to herself, no, it's not Chantel, but we do live quite close to each other, all right? Red probably thought to herself, if I call Dan out, people are going to come at me and say that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the first thing that you would kind of assume. What the first thing I would think is, why call Dan out when you sit with other people that do the same thing as him? Do you know what I mean? Dan's responsible for himself. He's a grown man. I don't think anyone should have the responsibility to call out someone, but I do think as an FYP host, they play things that are on the FYP, don't they? And I think that's what people aren't understanding. They don't play videos just that they want to play. It's a video that they've seen on the FYP. They probably pick the juiciest ones or the ones of people they don't like, yes. Yeah, exactly, Beck. Child abuse isn't performative. Yeah, so and that's why possibly they don't pick Dan's video or whatever. I'm not deflecting. I think it's all wrong. I think that, and I don't watch any of those people. I don't watch that. I don't watch Corey. I don't watch EQ. Do you get what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. As a nerve, safeguarding. What you want about? She's not a creator, and that's the other thing that I meant to say as well. How can she? You're saying, oh, if you don't like it, you put on a live, blah blah blah, to Chelsea. She's busy. She's got kids. She's a mum. She's got a job. Why should she put on a live about Dan? Who wants to do that? You can get in a box and talk for 5 minutes, and that's fine. But no one's got time. But yeah, I just think they choose the people that they want to speak on. That's their prerogative. But people need to stop going. Not need to stop. I shouldn't tell people what to do. But I think, like, take a step back and look at the person, the creator that you're following, and go and die hard for. Do you not have time off work, Wonky Candle? Of course she's not busy to be in boxes. That's different from having an actual platform and using TikTok as a job, isn't it? But yeah, I just think take a step back and look at the people you're watching, which I've done myself, and thought, I don't F with you. You're not standing on business, really. When certain things happen, you monetize off it, if that makes sense. I know I need to stop reading comments. I know I'm so bad at it. But yeah, like, certain things happen and they monetize. I said, I'm not reading comments. Chippy, you know what I'm saying? I said what I said.
Yeah.
I think if you still sit with certain people, you can't be angry that other people aren't calling out certain people. You know, one of them ones.
That's fine. That's fine. That's your opinion. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But yeah, does anyone want me to sing before I go?
No, get out.
See you in a bit, everyone.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Jess, hello, Jess.
Hey, Chippy. I think, in my opinion, people should not be defending Dan's behaviour by other people's actions. Corey's done stuff, Zach's done stuff, it's all been called out. Firstly, do you know what I mean? Dan deserves to be called out as well. And I also think people are just annoyed that it wasn't called out sooner. I think what people are really pissed off about is that when it was happening to people they didn't like, Dan was defended. Oh, well, she's come to in him, so she can't be that traumatised. Oh, well, they said this. Do you know what I mean? There was defence there. Dan's on the protected list. Dan's this, Dan's that. And I don't think that's fair at all, and that's my opinion on it.
No, that's cool. I agree. I agree that it wasn't called out quick enough. It wasn't called out strong enough. It took blasters.
But I don't think it's just about the calling out there, Chippy. I think it's the defending.
Yeah, the defending was awful. That's what disappointed me, was the actual defending when it were happening. So I was like, what the fuck? So,
yeah.
And I have, people are falling out with me because I've said I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So,
but I think everybody needs to stop excusing Dan's behaviour with Corey's and Zach's and everybody else's whose has been called out. It don't make his behaviour right, does it?
No, it don't. But what I will do is, like I said, I don't want to make my lives about predators. But what I will do is, if Fat Freak and people like that want to send me videos, and I have done before, if they send me videos, I play them. If they want awareness done on something. I can't help me, Mike. I'm sorry. It's been weird. It's the studio. It's been weird.
Well, I'll jump out, Chippy, because I think people can hear you better when people are in the boxes.
All right, Jess, love.
All right, thanks for letting me up.
All right, love. All right, bye. I will play any videos anybody sends me. You know, I'll play the videos. You know I will. I'm not scared to play videos. Fat Freak sent me them before and I've played them. I'll always do that. Or if you want to awareness doing or reposting, I'll always do that. But I feel that people have certain jobs on here that people expect from them. So if you're doing FYP, they expect you to play the FYP. If you're doing awarenesses, they expect you to do awarenesses. And I think that's the platforms. My platform is not an awareness platform. It's an FYP platform. But I don't mind playing them. But I don't want to make my lives all about them. Because I think that's other people's jobs. Because that's what they chose to do. So there are awarenesses for that. But I do believe that those awareness pages do need more support. I do agree with that. I go in Fat Freak sometimes doing an awareness, and I'm surprised at the numbers, that they're not more numbers in there. So, you know, I do agree with what people are saying. So, well, Pearl has been called out for her behaviour, but I don't think she's on a level of certain other people. So, yeah, we're not Sky News. So, but I'm sorry about the boxes this morning. The boxes have been weird. So it's only, I don't know if it's to do with my setup. I might need to go on my phone and do the setups properly, the boxes. I will check it today. So, but yeah, some points are that it wasn't called out while it was happening. Yeah, true, Papa, true. Anyway, let's move on. I know somebody's going around saying that, telling Miss Red that I'm out for her today. I'm not out for Red at all. I was asking a question. The question was, what was the difference between Monday and Tuesday? And were people disappointed? Because I was seeing that people were saying they were disappointed with the response. I was asking the question, are people disappointed with the response? I wasn't making no accusations, no nothing. So, let's not get it twisted. Okay? I have no personal problem with Red. Is that quite clear? No personal problem. Okay? I like Red's platform. So I'm allowed to be disappointed if I want to be disappointed. Okay? It was a question. Anyway, let's move on to...
This morning. Obviously, I do it.
We've done that.
It's a storyline between Rob, Keisha and Angie. Do you know what? I will never understand or be able to get my head around how it is okay to just make shit up. You know, that people are led to believe is real, and then spend days at a time with everyone jumping in the boxes and having arguments and discussions about it. It's all madness to me. It's all absolute madness. And
so do you think, the question is, do you think the Rob, Ems, Keisha is a storyline, and that people are telling a lot of lies in that storyline? Morning, Michelle. Do we think it's just a storyline? Do we think there's a mixture of truth and storyline? Do we think that they've started something they can't finish? Do you know what I mean? Because I haven't watched it all. I've seen bits. It doesn't interest me because I don't want to be involved in people talking on somebody's illness as to what extent illnesses they've got and whether they prove it or not. I don't want to be involved in all that. So you think it's for views? 1,000,000%. Ems isn't a storyline, okay? You can hear her like coaching him. Ems know the rest, yes. They did it to get a platform, okay?
Back to my last two videos where Angie had started out by saying, you know, Rob was going to pay her 10k. Like, you do think, like, who would pay that sort of money for someone to put lies out that they're a better person than what they are, basically?
Yeah. Thank you, Ben.
And it seems very far-fetched, and apparently it was very far-fetched, but
can have a pin though.
You watch how people get gifted on this app. You see people get sent a £250 gift, and then, you know, like today in Miss Red's live, there was somebody, can't remember her name now, Pear, I think, and she was sending gift after gift. Now, I don't know who this person is behind the scenes, but who has that kind of money to just throw at a stranger? I just cannot get my head around how people can afford that and why they would do it even if they could. You know, if I had loads of money, I would be helping out people that actually really need it, you know, and sorting my family out and all that. I would not be throwing it to strangers who say they love you just because they've just received a gift off you.
Yeah, I don't really care, to be honest. I've got to be honest, I don't care. But if somebody with a lot of money wants to throw the money about, that's up to them. It's up to them, to be fair. It's their money. They spend it how they want. Yeah. Would we, as people, if we had that sort of money, would we be splashing it around? I don't know. It's not my business. Yeah, it's not our business really. I thought this were about Rob and Keisha. But so generally people think that it's a bit of a storyline and there's some truths, a lot of not truths. No, we don't, Andrea. I do not just love anybody's a welcome in here. You don't have to give anything. I'd take a lion, I'd take a uni, I'd take the lot. Absolutely. Too right. Why not? Why not?
And they really haven't got a clue who you are.
Toxic Dan is currently come to Chippy, and he keeps saying, why are they, or like he means Luke and other people, because Chippy was watching their videos, why do they think they can call anyone out? I'll tell you why. Because they do FYP just like you do. And you've just said it's a free app, I can do what I like, and they don't need to call me out. And you're outraged because how dare they call you out? Okay, so why do you call Alex out every day? Why do you call Corey out every day? Why are you calling everyone else out on things they've said years ago? Things they've said recently, dragging up things that have been done and dusted. You're doing that, so why can't they? Isn't it funny, the hypocrisy? Because when it comes to you, it's, I can do what I want, it's a free app, but no one can call me out. Well, they can, and they will. And everyone will continue to call your actions out, whilst you act like the Trump that you're a Trump. That's what you are. You're actually a vile Trump. Oh, and don't forget you're a nonce, because I'm going to call you that every day as well, seeing as you have now called it to the Blaster, Corey, Alex, who else is there? Fred, Luke. You've called them all nonces. There's more. Just off the top of my head. Everyone's a nonce to Dan, so yeah. You're a disgusting nonce, a tramp. And everyone can call out what they want because it's fun for you to do it. Every single day. You jumped in a box the other day that was discussing charity, and you made it all about you. Jumped in a box, pissed out your head, slurring your words, coped up. Alex, I want to ask you a question. This is the last time I'll ask this question. Well, it wasn't, was it? Because you went back in yesterday and done exactly the same thing. You're a tramp.
Whose video is it? It is Unsolicited Eye. The Unsolicited Eye.
Who those people are?
Hiya, Swoops. What's going on here? What's going on? What am I watching?
Emily, TikTok don't give a hoot. They really don't. TikTok as a company, all they care about is money, money, money by the pound.
Oh, God, Annette. You care about money.
Has anybody got any press contacts? Agency can't help with this type of thinking. Has anybody got any press contacts? I'm serious.
I don't know what's happening. What's happening? People said she sat on a parrot. Wow.
That's gone out the window tonight, Amy. That's completely out the window tonight. Yeah, very funny pizza. I've been thinking about it for ages, Sharpie. Carrie, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Beckles, right, what's the Sam Walker video? Who shared the Sam Walker video to me? Who has shared it to me or not? All right. Let me give me a second. Sam Walker. Right. He was vile. Right. Is it going to get me a banana?
Names.
Right. Is this going to get me a banana or not? Probably get me a banana. Right. I don't want to have to restart. Somebody tell me what it's about. Luke didn't. Right, okay.
Shut your mouth, you fool. Right? What about shut your mouth? Listen, you fucking stupid gorilla.
Oh, I think that's enough. Why is Sam Walker allowed to be racist and nobody's calling it out? Hiya days, love.
Hi, do you want me to explain it for you?
Yeah, please, because I've just heard that.
So that guy, I don't know who that guy is, that black guy. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before. I don't know if anyone in the comments has come across him, but he just seems like a normal guy. He basically, in the comments, you know when you get trolls in the comments when you're battling and it says, oh, tell blah, blah, let's say you're battling Paige, tell Paige this, da-da-da-da-da. And then you're on live quite a lot, so you know not to read troll comments out. Yeah. Obviously, this guy just read out a troll comment, and the troll comment was about Robert Thompson, if you know that situation with Sam Walker, that people conspiracy theory sort of thing, yeah. So people kept saying in the comments, can you say that name? Yeah. And then he said it like 3 times. So Sam then ended up saying, stop saying that effing name, you, and then said all the slurs basically. And then that guy was like, "Who you like? Are you talking to me?" And he was like, "Yeah, you," and then said it again, and then called him it again. And then again.
I mean, he's done it so many times, hasn't he? And he keeps making excuses that he's got some background that allows him to do it. I don't think anybody should be allowed to do it.
No, my dad's black. I would never, ever. I don't even say the N-word. Like, I would never. And I technically am entitled to.
There's a
Pardon?
question. Your dad's black, right?
Yeah.
Would you expect your dad to go around calling people the N-word or whatever, or gorillas or whatever?
No.
No. So
if that with black people, obviously with their friends, they say my N whatever in a nice joking way, and it is acceptable in their community. But in this scenario, no way would my dad ever do that.
No.
I wouldn't. No one with a right mind would do that.
My point I'm making is, why are people accepting it off this guy? Because nobody's.
Because they're scared of him. I don't know why. I don't know why they're scared of him. Like, honestly, that's the only explanation I can think of. Because nobody speaks about what that was the worst. One of the worst things I have seen. The guy was so innocent. Clearly didn't know what that name was. Clearly, and it's like he could have just dropped if he kept saying it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have. Like, there's so many other ways you can go about it. But he just said that. I just couldn't believe it. Like, my mouth was wide open. I couldn't believe it.
That's mad. That's fucking mad. I mean, we don't, and we shouldn't be standing for any racism off anybody.
I know, but people will say, "Well, he didn't say the N-word. He just called him a black." That's what they do, don't they? So it's just whatever. When it comes to racism on that side, no one cares, and it really annoys me, like, because I'm so passionate about it. Like, my dad, my granddad's from Jamaica. Like, it's so close to home, and it's just annoying that no one spoke on there. It's like, you're actually the only person that I've seen show this. I know Luke has, but I didn't see that person.
Luke shown it, has he? Yeah, I don't know. I ain't seen it.
I saw someone said it in the comments that he's shown it, but you're actually the only person. So yeah, big up you for showing it.
No, I don't mind showing it. You know, I don't, and I wouldn't accept it anyway. So.
Yeah, I know. So. But yeah, I'll just explain. You can play it because obviously if Luke didn't get banana, he didn't get banana.
We'll try it. If I get banana, we'll be back on Friday.
Okay, cool.
So.
All right, I'll drop.
All right,
back.
Thanks. Right, we'll carry on then. But this is going to be, obviously, there's obviously more in it. So, Luke restarted. This is a risk. It's only 35 seconds, I suppose.
Shut your mouth and stop talking. You've just been told 3 times, you monkey. Now shut your mouth. You heard you.
No, I think that's enough. I think that's enough, innit? I think that's enough. We're not going to do that shit. I think you get the gist of it. The man's a racist. He's done it many times before. He's been homophobic, transphobic, racist. Thinks he can say what he likes, do what he likes. Who's that laughing above him? I don't know. It doesn't show me who it is. But anybody laughing at that should be ashamed of themselves, shouldn't they, really? It's not funny. It's not clever. It's not big. It doesn't make you an hard man. His name's Chili, is it, Fraser? The other one laughing. Well, Chili, be ashamed of yourself, mate, because you shouldn't be laughing at that shit. And I don't care how anybody pushes you into a corner. This is what we keep talking about, innit? About people's reactions when you're pushed into a corner. So, I don't care whether Mr. Walker was pushed into a corner and got triggered by what somebody said. There's no need and no room on this app for racism. We all watch football. You all watch football. We've all seen the active promotion of no room for racism on football. Let's see a little bit more of it in here, you know what I mean? There should be no excuse. Yeah, exactly, Marsha. There should be no excuse for racism. There's no excuse for it. So this is on Dolly Daydreams. You know what I mean? No matter what corners you're pushed into, no matter how much somebody pushes you. I'm sorry, it's my microphone. No matter how hard somebody pushes you or is horrible to you, it doesn't warrant you being racist, transphobic, homophobic, or anything. It shouldn't be doing. It shouldn't be happening. So we should be doing better. And we should be calling out people that are doing this shit. And it should be constantly called out. So, all right, let's move on to another one. I'm not going to play the rest of it, we know. And it is repeated behaviour, we know. And I think that's what annoys people more when it's repeated. You know? We can forgive people for making a mistake, but when it's repeated behaviour, that's not a mistake, it's a deliberate act. So this is a deliberate act. He knows what he's doing. There's many other things he could have said rather than that. So, no, I don't think he'll ever learn. I love these. Follow as well. I expect nothing. When you follow a person, right, that behaves in certain ways, and you act like them, well, you're as bad as the person doing it in the first place, aren't you? So. Poison back, is she? But sure, look, can I just speak on that, right? So if evil was... So everybody was saying she was banned by TikTok, right? Her accounts were banned by TikTok. What doesn't make sense to me, right? If she was banned by TikTok, that would have been an IP address ban, etc., etc. How can she make another account, even in another name, that still have the IP ban? It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense to me. All it says to me, just the name for copyright, right? Okay, I don't know. Well, whatever. You can change. Yeah, you can change your IP, but another phone. Yeah, but your internet would be going through. Depends what she's going to do, Alicia. Alicia's Martha. Depends what she's going to do. I never liked the old Chelsea. I'll just say that. She just needed a reband as Evil Queen and copyrighted by it. All right, okay. Right. No idea. New router. Well, there you go then. Disney. I'm a Yorkshire, but right, we're back to that.
We call them.
Oh, we played all these, didn't we? This morning, I don't know what we're on.
One. Who those people are? I don't want to be on Drama Talk. I just want to be left to doing my own stuff. Just piss off and leave me alone.
I get it.
I've just bashed my hand on my other arm. Not this arm. I've just bashed this arm on the bloody door handle and cut this arm now.
Well, can I make a suggestion? Use your hands for the door handles, not your arms. Don't Luna all that.
I've still got my plaster box down here. I can put a little plaster on this because it's only a small cut, even though it's bloody sore. Okay, I'm going to say this, guys. I'm staying on at the moment. The reason I'm staying on at this minute is because if I come off, I am going to stress.
Alex says plays latest video. Somebody share it with me. Share it with me. What's the latest video? Who's sharing it with me? Somebody share it with me right now. It's on his latest, but that means I've got to look for it. I'll play this until you do.
Rouge, you see I'm rage baiting for views. Rouge, how would you like it if somebody plastered your address all over the place and is...
What's Alex sent me? Fuck's sake.
I don't...
me. That's not the normal version I do. The normal version I do is the male version. That's the lower key, like 2 keys lower. That, but I normally do. You right, Haas?
Hello, baby girl. You cannot sing.
I beg your pardon?
You cannot sing.
Well, you're not. Obviously, that's not my partner. Get the fuck out my life right now.
She can't sing.
Ben, fuck off out
Never,
here right now before I get the police.
Never,
It's okay because he's on record, guys. Get out of my life right now. Think you're clever, don't you?
I do.
Don't forget you're on record, mate.
I do. I think I'm
The
allowed.
police have already been here once. Get out. So, there is a fake account of him.
Oh, fucking hell.
Never.
Fucking Alex, you knobhead. Call the police right now. He's impersonating a singer. Fucking hell. When's a big day? I don't know. No idea. Fucking hell. Oh, dear. Well, on that note, I'm coming off. It's 11:30. Got to take the dog for a walk. Oh, play it again. Let's play it again.
Never enough for me, for me, for me. For me. That's not the normal version I do. The normal version I do is the male version. That's the lower key, like 2 keys lower. That, but I normally do. You right, Haas?
Hello, baby girl. You cannot sing.
I beg your pardon?
You cannot sing.
Well, you're not.
What was that, Alex, for fuck's sake? What was the...
Obviously, that's not my partner. Get the fuck out my life right now.
She can't sing.
Ben, fuck off out here right now before I get the police.
Everybody enjoy your day. I'm going. Oh dear. Thanks everybody for your taps, your shares, your likes, and the populars, etc. The gifts. I do appreciate it. Thanks you all. See you on Friday. All right. Have a great day. See you all later. Bye. I'll try and sort these boxes out. Fucking hell. Have a good day. Crazy. Enjoy your birthday, love. See you all later. Bye.